Hey everybody, welcome into Lucas Oil Stadium. It is the eve of the Big Ten Championship game. Undefeated Ohio State and Wisconsin Badgers will be playing on that field right behind us tomorrow night. Guys, we get ready. The final thing that we needed to know as this week progressed was that availability report. And Ohio State came out about as clean as you could possibly imagine. I would say that's probably the healthiest Ohio State has been all year, taking into account that Jonathan Cooper is not going to play, even though he's not listed. Everybody else, all the other starters are good to go. That means Shaun Wade is playing, Damon Arnett is playing, Josh Proctor's back at safety. So that secondary that a week ago, Birm, you and I were talking about, it was looking a little bit thin. Yeah. Going to be back to full speed.
I think you have to take it with a grain of salt. Available does not mean 100% healthy, of course. Shaun Wade's injury, whatever it was, I mean, we don't really even know, back or legs or whatever it was. He's playing. Justin Fields is not on the report. He's playing, but it was never a question of whether or not he was going to be a game time decision. Like, you knew he was going to play.
Yeah, he said that early in the week.
But he's hurt, so you just got to deal with those things. And you can't get much better timing to be as healthy as you've been all year, however, as a team, and that's where the Buckeyes are.
I didn't mean to not introduce Jeremy Birmingham over here and Spencer Holbrook. You guys know us from Lettermen Row, but go ahead, Spencer.
Isn't it kind of funny how Shaun Wade is healthy after they just played a spread team, and now they're going to play against the team they took the extra corner off the field for and put a fourth linebacker in Wisconsin. It's just kind of funny how they needed probably Shaun Wade a little more against Michigan. He wasn't available. Now he is available for this Wisconsin game, but like you said, all hands on deck. I think it's a good sign for the Buckeyes no matter what.
I wonder if some of that adjustment will be from the first time, though, that maybe Shaun Wade will play more. He can get it in the box and stuff the run a little bit. Justin Hilliard, as we talked about earlier in the week, got that 6th year of eligibility, and he's going to be out there at linebacker some, but Wade is so versatile that he lets you defend in so many different ways. And I think that Wisconsin, they know that they can't just win with Jonathan Taylor rushing. And I think, to your point, Spencer, that might be why Shaun Wade is more important this week, as the Badgers have to find an adjustment, because they're going to be scared to throw with Chase Young and these guys, but they're going to have to.
They have to throw. They have to throw if they want to try to beat the Buckeyes, because as Ohio State has shown, the last 2 times they played Jonathan Taylor in this offensive line, Jonathan Taylor and this offensive line don't really matter against Ohio State. So for Wisconsin to threaten the Buckeyes, it's going to be Jack Coan throwing the ball down the field. It's going to be Quintez Cephas. Without A.J. Taylor, probably the best receiver on the Badgers team. So there is a real impetus here on Jack Coan. The tight end play, very important for Wisconsin traditionally. You're going to look at them, and I bet they're going to look to find ways to get Aaron Cruikshank on the end-around stuff, the jet sweeps, try to find ways to keep Ohio State off balance while holding on to Chase Young for dear life.
Will those holds be called?
No, never.
No, probably not. The linebacker play is going to be interesting to me because, like you said, and like Zach Bourne kind of broke down, I kind of think this Wisconsin team has, every once in a while they try and get side to side on Ohio State and try and get them out of sorts. If those linebackers can play together like they have been, like what Zach said on the Buckeye Q, if they can play together, Wisconsin's not going to have anywhere to run between the tackles, because they obviously can't do that. We've already saw that against Ohio State defense. You can't run between the tackles on these guys. And then when they try and do the end arounds and that kind of thing, if those linebackers can play the way they did the first time and against Michigan, I don't think there's much of a running lane for anybody.
Well, it's been a few years, but back in 2016 when Ohio State went to Madison, Wisconsin killed the Buckeyes on that end around.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just wonder how long it takes before they try that again, because the way you beat Ohio State, and Michigan showed it, even Rutgers showed it on the one long touchdown run they had, is misdirection and getting them flowing one way and then finding a cutback lane against an aggressive defense. And so I think that's where the Buckeyes need to watch themselves. You don't look at Jack Coan and be like, oh, this guy's scary. He's not nearly as good a quarterback as Shea Patterson or Sean Clifford for that matter. But the receivers on the Wisconsin side are pretty good, and they're bigger outside guys. And so I just think Wisconsin is going to have to try to stretch the field from sideline to sideline and vertically if they want to try to sneak up on Ohio State.
When you look at this Ohio State offense now heading into tomorrow night, and if Justin Fields, that's by his own admission, doesn't expect to be as mobile with that big knee brace on, so that puts even more impetus on number 2. And I believe that he is going to be as motivated as he's ever been in his career after getting snubbed in the running back. Whether you believe that it was a snub or not, depending on the Wisconsin side. I thought J.K. Dobbins deserved to win the Big Ten Running Back of the Year over Jonathan Taylor. He didn't win it. So, whatever. That's happened. He has paid attention to those slights all year long and the comparisons to Taylor. And we didn't talk to him this week about that, and that might be by design. But Ryan Day said in his pregame press conference, or the press conference we just left, that he was offended by it, that he thought that J.K. Dobbins should have won. And we're seeing a new side, sort of that competitive fire of Ryan Day. We've talked about it several other times throughout this year, that he doesn't let it on very often in public, Spencer, but you can tell that J.K. Dobbins is going to be fired up. Ryan Day's fired up for him. They know how important he's going to be tomorrow night.
Well, earlier in the week when I first saw the matchup, Ohio State against Wisconsin Big Ten title game, they went vertical so many times and just firebombed them with deep routes. And then I saw the Big Ten awards come out, and I thought the entire game plan was changed, because they're going to give the ball to J.K. Dobbins, and they're going to tell the entire conference, because the entire conference's eyes are going to be on this game, look at who the best running back in the Big Ten is. You done messed up. That's what's going to happen. Ryan Day seemed very adamant that this was a snub. He knows Jonathan Taylor's a good running back, but he also knows what he sees every day in practice, what he sees in the best Fridays in football, and what he sees in gameplay. J.K. Dobbins is the best running back in the Big Ten. I think they're going to prove it tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those situations where J.K. obviously gashed Wisconsin the first time around, and Wisconsin is aware of that. They're also aware that Justin Fields is not 100%. And I think that they're going to make the mistake, the Badgers, of trying to force Justin Fields to beat them with his arm. And I don't think they've seen him play at his capable best as a quarterback in a controlled environment where the Ohio State receivers can just run free. And I think that it's a horrible decision to try to force Justin Fields, because I'm telling we made our bold predictions on LettermenRow.com already this morning, and I said J.K. Dobbins is going to run for 200 yards. And I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Fields throws for 350 or 400 on top of that.
It's interesting when you talk about Wisconsin trying to force him to do it with his arm. I think even if you load up the box, and they may think that Justin Fields is not going to keep it on the zone reads and some of the outside stuff, I think he will. Even just on the rollout last week on the Heisman moment throw, it's not like he is going to be a statue tomorrow night.
I mean, he certainly looked more mobile than me in that moment.
Well, I think that he's even more, when I was talking earlier in the week, if they used the full Dwayne Haskins offense from last year, I think they'd win the game. And what you're saying, 350 passing yards, he could do that. But I think he's still, I guess my expectation is that Justin Fields is still going to be more mobile than Dwayne was last year tomorrow night. And if they're loading up to stop, JK here, and he keeps, I think he's still going to be able to take 8-9 yards every single time. He's not going to be statuesque in the pocket.
To your point, a 90% healthy Justin Fields is more mobile than 90% of the quarterbacks in the country.
Right.
So I agree with what you're saying. I think that Wisconsin is going to try and remove him from being a running option and just try to force the Buckeyes, because they did watch the Michigan game. They saw Justin in the first quarter being a little off. I mean, he was a little frantic. That game, I think, has a different feel than this one.
It's cold and hurt and fired up for Michigan.
This
won't be the same.
This is obviously different, and for everyone who watches Lettermen Row and reads us, you all know that I'm the worry wart. But I just don't feel it. As this week has gone along, in my mind, the score is getting bigger, and I mean, I just don't see how Wisconsin matches up with them for 60 minutes unless the Buckeyes go out there and flat out drop the ball, literally and figuratively.
How many sacks for Chase Young tomorrow?
2.5.
2.5. Did you give a score yet this week?
I have not given a public score. 51-20.
51-20.
There's a garbage time touchdown in there somewhere.
For Wisconsin.
For Wisconsin.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we're going to have full coverage of that, of course. We're starting it right here this Friday, the eve of the Big Ten Championship game at LettermenRow.com. Spencer Holbrook, Jeremy Birmingham. I'm Austin Ward. Appreciate you guys following along with us all season. We're not even close to done yet. A busy weekend here in Indianapolis coming, and then we'll be back on Sunday to talk about the college football playoff. But all your coverage is going to be there at LettermenRow.com and on our YouTube channel, where you probably just saw us now. So we'll see you all weekend. Stay with us.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe below to get the latest videos from Lettermen Row.
We got Letterman Live. We've got the practice report. We got rapid reaction. Hey, and we got Buckeye IQ with Zach Bourne.
For sure. We got recruiting breakdowns with Birm. We got whatever you need. Ohio State football and Ohio State athletics, we've got you covered here at Lettermen Row.